Secrets of Chinese Sages warmly welcomes you. Have you ever noticed that a woman's destiny can often be seen in her words and actions? From the way she dresses, speaks, and carries herself, every little gesture reveals her level of energy and hidden blessings. Women with true cultivation don't need to speak much, just their posture and mannerisms are enough to reveal their inner world. These qualities cannot be concealed. As a wife and a mother, a woman holds the key to the prosperity or decline of an entire family. Her ability to maintain discipline and control over herself is the true measure of her refinement. Women are of yin nature, and yin must know how to preserve. What does this mean? For example, on hot summer days, some women dress revealingly to feel comfortable or show off their bodies. But in reality, the more modestly a woman dresses, the better. Clothes that are too revealing tend to deplete a woman's energy, draining her radiance and grace. If men represent the sky and women represent the earth, then just as the earth must be fertile to sustain life, a woman must protect her essence. An arid desert cannot grow a forest. Likewise, a woman who doesn't know how to protect herself will often lack lasting fortune. There's a hidden secret among fortunate women. Wise women do not rely on their husbands in middle age, nor on their children in old age. Instead, they rely on themselves and build their own wealth. Some may wonder, but I don't have money. How can I build wealth? I will share with you a way to enrich yourself without spending a dime. Just follow this path and your life will gradually become brighter and more fulfilling. The smartest way for a woman to grow her inner wealth is to learn how to preserve her energy, mindset, and way of life. Not just material accumulation, but also mental transformation. If you learn to protect the following aspects of life, your blessings will deepen with time. First, let go of complaining. Everything in life is neutral. It's your perspective that makes it good or bad. The habit of complaining traps people in a spiral of bitterness. One complaint might draw sympathy, but constant complaining only repels others. Fortunate women are not those who never face hardship. They're simply the ones who don't complain easily. They keep their negativity to themselves, radiate positive energy, and as a result, attract good things into their lives. Second, let go of laziness. It's human nature to avoid difficult tasks, but laziness lowers your quality of life. A woman with good fortune may not have exceptional skills, but she certainly puts in more effort than most. No matter how beautiful your dreams are, they're meaningless without action. Hard work is the staircase to your goals. A woman who abandons laziness and pushes herself forward will gradually transform and create a better life. On the other hand, unlucky women often make grand declarations without taking a single step. You can fool yourself, but you cannot fool life. Third, let go of envy. When you see others doing well, it's natural to feel a twinge of desire. But letting envy manifest as sarcasm or passive aggression only pushes people away. A woman of noble destiny never does this. Instead, she sincerely wishes others well, believing that one day, her turn will come. Transforming envy into motivation is the true path to growth. A broad perspective keeps you from getting stuck in petty comparisons. The world is vast, and many are more talented than you. Understanding your place in the universe is the key to long-term peace. Fourth, protect your family's privacy. When you whisper your secrets to the wind, don't be surprised when they echo through the forest. Wise women never air their family issues publicly. They understand that personal matters can easily become gossip. Aside from your parents and a few trusted friends, no one truly wishes for your happiness. Sharing your pain with acquaintances or colleagues, or publicly criticizing your partner is a grave mistake. A husband and wife are a unit. Exposing your spouse's flaws invites disrespect and weakens your foundation. Family harmony, not outsiders' opinions, determines your happiness. Fifth, protect your wealth. In today's world, there's an obsession with flaunting riches, especially on social media. But showing off your assets isn't smart. In fact, it can invite disaster. There are countless stories of people who boasted online and lost everything overnight. Whether you have money or not is your business. There's no need to announce it to the world. Discretion is wisdom. As the great writer Somerset Maugham once said, what you must overcome is vanity and the desire to perform. The urge to constantly prove your worth is a trap. Show off once and you may feel proud. Do it too often and you risk destroying the peace you once had. Sixth, protect your emotions. Many people don't know how to regulate their feelings. Their joy, sorrow, anger, or excitement is always visible and shared with everyone they meet. But here's a truth. Almost no one truly understands your emotions. Oversharing on social media may win you comfort at first, but over time, people grow annoyed, or worse, they laugh at your pain. Sharing in the wrong place with the wrong people can turn your vulnerability into a spectacle. If you learn to keep your emotions in check and carry your burdens quietly, you will find strength. When you stop reacting to every storm and maintain your composure, you become the eye of the hurricane, still and powerful. Let your energy speak louder than your emotions. Cultivate serenity, and the universe will reward you. When you master the art of holding back complaints, you learn to create balance in your life, shielding yourself from the chaos of negativity. When you overcome laziness, you unlock the power of discipline, tapping into your inner potential and aiming higher than before. When you suppress envy, your spirit elevates, your vision widens, and you gain the grace to celebrate others' success while staying focused on your own journey. When you safeguard the privacy of your family, you learn the secret of household harmony, drawing clear boundaries between your personal sanctuary and the outside world. Rumors and slander lose their grip on your peace, and your home becomes a haven of mutual respect and warmth. When you keep your wealth discreet, you avoid unnecessary risks and cultivate a humble, cautious way of living. This mindset helps you value internal richness over external glamour, allowing true contentment to grow from within. When you restrain your emotional outbursts, you begin to master the subtle art of self-regulation. You gain the strength to stay composed under pressure, to think clearly in difficult moments, and to carry your sorrows with quiet dignity. Restraint is not repression, it's wisdom. It teaches you that nurturing yourself isn't just about material success, but about achieving inner satisfaction and spiritual fulfillment. Your emotions shape the magnetic field you emit. A calm and centered heart radiates powerful energy. While you may not control the external world, you can govern your own frequency. Don't let other people's moods influence you. Don't carry the emotional burden of others. Don't be afraid of the judgmental gaze of society. Don't allow yourself to be dragged into tangled relationships. Once you find peace within, the outside world loses its power to disturb you, and you become free, truly free, to attract the fortune you deserve. And here's a heartfelt piece of advice for you, especially if you're a woman. Never allow yourself to carry the appearance of poverty. There's an old saying, better to be born poor than to look poor. While you cannot choose the family you were born into, you can absolutely choose how you carry yourself. You may not have been born into wealth, but never let yourself seem defeated. Looking poor has little to do with money. It comes from a lack of energy, dignity, and self-respect. Our life is not defined solely by financial means, but also by the spirit we project. The poor appearance often stems from a tired soul, which eventually reflects outward and becomes your physical demeanor. If you want a better future, you must consciously avoid 3 common forms of poor appearance. The first is the look of neglect. As the saying goes, a neat appearance reflects a person's virtue. Your cleanliness and presentation speak volumes about your self-respect. Look closely. Those who let themselves go with unkempt hair and sloppy outfits often lead disorganized lives. In contrast, those who maintain a tidy and polished look tend to live with more order and stability. Appearance sends a message. This doesn't mean you need to wear luxury brands. It's about intention. Clothes that are wrinkled, mismatched, or dirty send a message of chaos. Oily skin, hunched posture, messy nails, and dull eyes suggest low energy and inner defeat. People like this often think, this is just who I am, and stop trying to change. But in truth, how you care for your appearance is how you care for your spirit. There is a saying, there are no ugly women, only lazy ones. Many women who neglect themselves say life is too hard to bother with appearance. But they don't realize that everything is governed by the law of attraction. A well-groomed image and positive energy can shift your vibration, invite better opportunities, and even change your destiny. Neglect only deepens despair. Your appearance is the mirror of your soul. So no matter where you go or what you do, dress neatly. Even if it's just a trip to the grocery store, show respect to yourself. Some may say, I don't know how to dress well. If that's the case, start with the outfits that make you feel confident, ones that make you stand taller and feel more alive. If you struggle with self-esteem, wear brighter colors. You'll feel the change instantly. The second look to avoid is that of constant complaining. Some people always appear disgruntled, defeated, and bitter. They lack confidence and drive, constantly blaming others and life itself. They find fault in everything and never take accountability. Such individuals often hurt their loved ones because they carry so much negativity. Their words are sharp, sarcastic, and draining. When things go well, they complain. When things go poorly, they complain even more. People like this are called carriers of grievance, and they rarely know true happiness. A woman with this appearance is always in protest against her life, her family, her fate. Even if she is financially stable, she still finds reasons to be miserable. Initially, neighbors may show sympathy, but over time, they start avoiding her. Her marriage suffers, her children feel ashamed, and her life becomes a tangled mess. Complaining does not change your fate. It only deepens your suffering. Strong women understand this. They don't waste energy blaming fate. They adjust their mindset and keep moving forward. The third appearance to avoid is the look of cunning calculation. This is not the same as intelligence. Cunning people are overly calculating, always weighing gains and losses, and they rarely act with sincerity. Women who exhibit this trait often speak with pursed lips and darting eyes. In conversation, they try to dominate, pry into others' affairs, and obsess over gossip. Though they may smile, their smile lacks warmth. They're always scheming, reluctant to suffer even the smallest loss, constantly evaluating what they've given and what they've received. Being friends, family, or spouses with such individuals often feels exhausting. But these women don't realize that no matter how clever you are, you cannot override the will of heaven. If it's not meant to be yours, all your calculating will come to nothing. The Analects of Confucius said, "The noble-minded are at ease, the petty-minded are always anxious." The noble person lives with clarity and peace, while the petty person lives in constant fear of loss. Those who are too calculating lose the sincerity and straightforwardness needed to build strong relationships. They end up alienating both benefactors and friends. Let me share a story. Two people once met while working abroad. Their similar circumstances brought them close. One of them, let's call him A, was so poor he couldn't afford food and was evicted from his apartment. His friend B kindly invited him to stay over and lent him money to get through tough times. Eventually, they both returned home and opened small businesses. B ran a restaurant, while A opened a jewelry shop across the street. A's business struggled, but B continued to support him. However, A began to plot in secret. He inflated prices, deceiving friends who tried to help him. A pair of pearl earrings that cost only a small amount he sold to B for 13 times the price. Eventually, his dishonest actions were exposed. B ended their friendship, neighbors turned away, and A was forced to relocate. There's a saying, a clever person with no wisdom will be harmed by their own intelligence. In relationships, if you're overly calculating, you destroy goodwill. In partnerships, if you haggle too much, you lose credibility. No one wants to help or walk beside someone who's selfish and scheming. True vision lies in knowing when to yield. Offering benefits to others is actually the highest form of gaining benefit for yourself. These three poor appearances aren't inherently dangerous. What's dangerous is knowing your flaws and refusing to change. But transformation is always possible. Elegance and inner nobility are not the exclusive right of the wealthy or the well-born. They can be cultivated by anyone through daily effort and a refined heart. True elegance comes from within. It's a quiet force that shines through your actions, your gaze, your words. A refined woman doesn't need glittering jewelry or designer labels. Her wisdom and grace speak louder than anything she wears. Her beauty stems from her soul, reflected in her posture and presence. You may see women who aren't traditionally beautiful or wealthy, yet they radiate a glow of dignity. Their inner strength, their warmth, their quiet resilience all contribute to an aura that feels both graceful and unshakable. These are the women who have journeyed through hardship, matured through solitude, and returned to innocence with wisdom. Their faces may age, but their elegance only deepens with time. If one day you meet a woman whose energy feels radiant, whose spirit is uplifting, don't rush to ask what beauty product she's using. Know instead that she's survived what few understand. She has grown from innocence to wisdom and now lives with serenity and grace. Nobility of character can be cultivated, and here are some practical habits that can help you develop that inner refinement. First, enrich your mind. The most cost-effective and life-changing way is to read. Read the classics, absorb great thoughts, practice what you learn. Don't chase trendy knowledge, seek timeless wisdom. Only then will your vision expand and your inner light shine brighter. A woman filled with knowledge may not be the most glamorous, but her intelligence will always be captivating. Second, maintain a poised and upright posture. Practice standing with your back straight against a wall for 5 minutes daily. Avoid slouching or crossing your legs excessively. Consistent physical discipline reflects inner discipline. A strong, elegant posture immediately elevates your presence and speaks of your self-respect. Third, dress thoughtfully. Your clothing reflects your taste and self-awareness. No matter the situation, keep yourself neat, clean, and respectful in appearance. You don't need to chase luxury, but a dignified appearance always leaves an impression. It says, I value myself. Fourth, train your eyes to be clear and focused. Your gaze carries energy. Practice fixing your eyes on a distant point without blinking, or trace a moving object with your eyes to strengthen control. A bright, steady gaze adds elegance and makes you appear both present and powerful. It has nothing to do with wealth, only with your spirit. Fifth, go to bed early. Refinement cannot grow in an exhausted body. Late nights disrupt hormones and weaken the body. This affects your skin, your mood, and your health. Sleep by 11 p.m. and protect your well-being from the inside out. Finally, eat clean to nourish your appearance. Favor fresh vegetables, drink warm water, and consume white foods like white fungus and lily bulbs to strengthen your lungs and brighten your skin. Avoid excessive sugar, fried foods, and processed meals. Care for your scalp and hair with sunlight protection and morning scalp massages. Include black sesame and black beans in your diet. They support healthy hair and vitality. Accepting yourself is also a cornerstone of true peace. Often, we're trapped by the expectations and judgments of others. In doing so, we forget to listen to the voice within. True wisdom begins when you understand and embrace who you are, your strengths, your weaknesses, your background, and your current reality. You might not come from a wealthy family, your parents might not have been prominent, your child may not be exceptional, but none of that defines your worth. Acceptance does not mean surrender. It means acknowledging reality without resentment. It means not comparing yourself blindly to others. It means looking life in the eye and still choosing to live it fully. Learning to quiet your mind is another essential skill. As an old saying goes, when the heart is calm, heaven and earth are at peace. In our chaotic, fast-paced world, we often lose touch with ourselves. Stillness gives us the space to reflect, to reconnect, to realign. When you are calm, you see the world more clearly, and you become unshakable in your peace. Gratitude is also a form of deep wisdom. Appreciate the efforts others make on your behalf. Be willing to return kindness. Never take good things for granted. Be grateful for every blessing, big or small. Treasure what you already have. Grow in gratitude, and you will grow in character. And if one day you come across a woman who suddenly seems more radiant, more poised, more alive, don't assume she changed her wardrobe or tried a new skincare routine. She has likely gone through silent hardships that no one else saw. She's endured storms, grown from them, and returned to her core, wiser, purer, stronger. Her beauty may not be that of a magazine cover, but it carries depth. Her experiences have polished her. Her resilience has made her glow. Her grace was not bought, it was earned. Her elegance is not an act, it is her truth. Thank you for listening to Secrets of Chinese Sages. If these words resonated with you, please leave a like or a kind comment. May your path ahead be filled with strength, clarity, and noble grace.